This video is on the Ryobi P660. It is the 18-volt PEX Pinch Clamp tool. So this video is just going to be on the calibration check. It is not a calibration. You cannot calibrate the tool. If it fails the gap check test, it must be sent into Ryobi for repair. To access the gap check tool, we have to remove the battery. The gap check tool, calibration tool, is located in there so you don't lose it. Pretty good thinking on Ryobi's part to include that in here like that. Now we just snap it back, put in our battery. One press of the trigger, all it does is illuminate the LEDs. To get into the calibration check or the gap, it's actually called gap test, but it's also referred to as calibration check in the owner's manual. The gap check tool has a 0.8 millimeter thin end, which is 31/1000 of an inch, is the minimum that must go in. The other end is the thick end. It measures 1.2 millimeter or 47/1000 of an inch. It should not go in. To set it up, we want to close the jaws. And if you do a normal test, like if you're clamping a ring, you get your PEX set up, put your ring in, and you'll hold the trigger for 1/2 second to 1 second. It's activated. And when you pinch it closed manually, it will close all the way. So to get it into gap check test, you can put either end of the tool into this test slot. The red LED actually did light for a little bit, but I didn't catch it. Gap test is in. So now it is closed, so we can check it. So the thin end, the 0.8 millimeter or 31/1000, it should go in. And it's a pretty good fit. There's not, if you put it in, I can't move it up and down. I can twist it just a little bit, but that's a good fit. Not too tight, not too loose. Now the 1.2 millimeter or 47/1000 of an inch, the thick end, it should not go in. And it is not. So we're going to be good to go. Ryobi recommends you check the gap test before each use. A lot of that can kind of go with some common sense. You can kind of tell how your tool's been handled. Has it been dropped or banged around in your truck or in the toolbox? Only you can decide that. But before any considerable amount of plumbing work, I would definitely do a gap check test. You just saw how easy it is. So in summary, when you put it in the gap check test, the thin end of the tool, it must fit into the opening, and the thick end should not fit into the opening. Now if the thin end does not go into the opening, well, the opening is simply too tight, and you're going to get too much of a crimp on this, and we'll do one in just a second. You're going to really mash it too much to the point where you'll probably damage this clamp. If the thick end does fit, now the gap's going to be too wide, and you're not getting the proper crimp on this clamp. If either situation does exist, then the tool has to be sent into Ryobi for repair. It also notes in the manual that the P660 has no user serviceable or replacement parts. And after checking the gap, you simply pull the trigger and the jaws remain open for operation. And don't forget to replace your gap test tool so you don't lose it. This tool is very easy to use. There's a lot of good videos out there on getting this, but that looks about right on your place. On your placement of the clamp, 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch max. You really, ideally, you want to cover up those middle two grooves. you have some leeway here. If you crowd out here, it's going to work. It will not leak a drop. You don't want to get too close. You can clearly see there you're only catching that first groove. So ideally you want it to be right about from here to out in here. I always shoot for about 1/8 of an inch. What I really like about them is that they stay in place. The tool is to be put on 90 degrees. You'll hold the trigger button for 1/2 to 1 second. Once it starts the motor, you can release the trigger. I'll show you, and it completes the cycle on its own. Now, because it is made out of laminated parts, you can see the laminations here, but don't let that take away from the heft, the ruggedness, the solid feel, and the durability of the tool. These are Apollo pinch clamps. I typically like to buy the Sioux Chief brand or Sharkbite brand because they have genuine odor on them. What's it look like on the pinch close up? And after you do enough of these, you can tell. I've done hundreds. I have not had one leak, and I have talked to professional plumbers who said they have horrible luck with these. And I don't know what they're doing wrong. I didn't ask. I'm not going to question their occupation. So I just don't have an answer. Why some people don't have any problem with the pinch clamps, and some people do. They love the copper crimp rings, I think, because they are cheap and they do work. They do a good job. We'll do one more because we can. If you put the tool on, the idea is to get it perfectly 90 degrees. But here's what you do. If you are in an awkward position and you don't think you can get your 90 degrees and you don't trust it, hold the tool lightly in your hand and it will self-correct. It will pull itself just through the torque of the machine. It will ease itself into the proper position. And I've done that. I've used that a lot. I'll try to demonstrate it. I'm going to be off just a little bit. I'm going to pull the trigger and let the tool rock in my hand. In this case, it should rock counterclockwise in my hand. Let's try it. What it did there is actually pull the PEX because it's just a short piece. If you was on a rigid system like this and you're working vertical, sometimes the tool will pull itself up. We'll go ahead and try it here. Well, I won't do it because it's not a new clamp. But if you're working a very rigid plumbing system, the tool will rock itself into the place. But ideally, you want to get it as close to 90 degrees as you can. Well, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. Hey, thanks for watching. Work safe out there. Have a good one.